Hello, beautiful souls. This is an awesome topic. Maybe you're like, why don't I remember? If I'm a soul and I charted this life, why don't I remember anything that I charted? Why don't I remember my purpose? You do, you have. Stay with me because by the end of this, you're going to be like, oh my God, it makes so much sense. I hope that this video brings you so much value as we're all rising into our true, authentic self, following our inner compass, which we're born with. So you're a soul. Let's get into it. You're a soul who is on the other side, and I will leave links to other videos where I get deep into like how you did that. You sat with your angels and your spirit guides and Jesus, and in the highest love and light that could possibly exist, you sat and said, I'm going to go and have a human experience, and I'm going to experience all of these things. And you might say, well, why did I choose, a head-on collision or here's the thing. You charted a car accident. In that moment, you're either listening to your inner compass and that gut feeling and those instincts that are all, because when you're on the other side with your team, they're like, we're with you, we're going to guide you. You're supposed to be listening. So during that moment, you may have had the slow down instinct, but the human conditioned part of us is like, but I got to be somewhere and I got it and I rushed and things happen, right? So everything is a lesson. We literally were like on the other side going, I will choose that mom and that dad and that experience because she's going to teach me this and he's going to teach me that and I'm going to teach them this, and we're all together going to grow in this experience. Why the negativity and the hardships? Because in heaven, on the other side, when you're just a soul, all the birds are saying, you know it. Because when you're on the other side, there's absolutely nothing but love and light, but pure bliss. There's no such thing as all of these you can't necessarily, like, you can remember, but you don't have the authentic experience of like tasting, touching, seeing in this third dimensional way. Because when you're just a soul on the other side, it's just pure frequency. Unimaginable, because here we'll get back to the human experience and how those who are running our society, have done such a good job knowing this and making sure we didn't. So how did that happen? Let's go back to you think you forgot. Why don't I remember my soul's purpose? Why didn't I even remember that I'm a soul? You always have. Think about children. Children are so amazing because they'll have, let's say, an imaginary friend. They'll have an imaginary friend. And if that parent is aware and doesn't tell them, like, at some age to, like, stop it, don't talk to those spirits anymore, right? Everyone that I've studied that became like a psychic medium or all of those things typically had a parent who was very supportive of it. And so that honored their soul's purpose. So again, as a child, you see things, you heard things, you felt things. Like, you ever felt somebody like sit on the edge of your bed? Or as a child, and I have had these stories told to me from friends with kids going like, she put all of the teddy bears all the way around a figure of a person on her bed. And when I asked her, what are you doing? She was like, oh, I'm surrounding grandma with teddy bears. It's children know, and children know what they want to do and be. So you have to, in order to remember your soul's purpose, remember your inner child. Remember what it was, because if that inner child was saying, like, I want to be a mermaid when I grow up. That's what I want to do with my whole heart. This is a fact, okay? There is a documentary that I came across called Eccentrics, I believe it was called. And it was truly about a little boy who just always loved playing mermaids. So as a little one in the bathtub, his mom said, he would always be splashing and playing Mermaids. And you know what? She honored it. And so what happened? He grew up and created wetsuits that were the look and feel of a mermaid, and then they bought property, and he created this fantasy island type thing where you can come and play mermaid for the day. And it's viral apparently, and he gets to live his best life. And imagine when I saw that, I thought, I can't wait for the whole world to wake up and everybody just be authentically what they've always wanted to be, regardless of what society and the human part, that what we were taught is to have an ego, right? And to feel like we need to be proud and represented by and not judged, because in this society they did a really good job trying to make us think that you're only honorable if you've got a good job. And the job in their context, not your soul's purpose, but is it feeding the industry? Are you providing? Are you, settle down now, providing for your soul and the greater good of everyone else's authentic human experience? When you're a fingerprint, this is something you have to know. You are a fingerprint. How can no one else in the entire planet, billions, not have your print? Excuse me. How can no one ever have been born before with your print? Excuse me. And never will be born again. You're it. You are it with that print. If you needed a sign, there it is. There it is. Okay? So you have to just know that you not only charted in this soul purpose plan to have the hardships, but to have the absolute bliss. And if you're here right now in this spiritual warfare, what we're all going through, you also came at the most pinnacle turning point in human existence, because we are literally bringing back bliss, bringing back heaven on earth. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Someone said. So here we are. Together we rise. It's no more about trying to, it's the ego, that's the matrix conditioning again. If you think that you've got to try and have something that gives you the verbiage and the tangible way to explain something. If you feel the need for that, that's the ego. That's the conditioning. It's about letting that go. It's like, I don't care if it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't even need to make sense to me. If I feel like doing it, if something within me is telling me, this is it, because you don't have your chart in front of you right now. All you have is your whole army above you with it in front of them, guiding you from like the top of the mountain, and you're going through the wilderness, and they're going, turn left, right? But then, right? And that's what happens. We go the other way because something in our human, logical, rational sense in us makes us think, wow, I better not do that because I had this plan and someone said, and I was told to, and, once before this happened, so I better, all those are human conditioned sabotages that will stop you from taking the path to your best life, your soul's purpose. Oh, how do I quickly show you? No idea if that captured it. I just tried to turn the phone. Oh, I so love living in this bird sanctuary. I definitely learned to get here and follow my soul's purpose because I started to undo everything that I knew I was conditioned. So I think a lot of our family, you'll have to watch a video. I'll put, subscribe and follow. These are all lots of pieces to the puzzle. There was a video I made about the difference between your blood and your soul family. I think that's a part of our journey too. We chose some, if not all of our lots of our family, and for reasons, right? And for lessons, but not necessarily to be what this matrix society conditioned us to definitely think about this. Sabotage your life by giving it up for someone else. Now, hang on. We got to woo this, okay? Because you do want to serve others and you do want to do everything authentically for the greater good of everyone involved. But let's create a world where all of those exchanges are equal. And as people are learning and growing and maybe not at a place where they can be a reciprocated love level as you, then those people need to go until they can, you know what it is? It's levels. It's levels of our spiritual awakening. I feel like almost like in school, like all the different grades, like some people are in kindergarten. They're just, other people are at a different level. So we need to, like, whatever level you're at, don't look down on someone unless you want to reach them up, but they need to be reaching up and wanting to, because otherwise you can't just keep tugging them or leading the horse to water and hoping that they'll drink. Man, did I spend a long minute trying to do that, I'll tell you. But what I learned is that you can salt their oats and hope when they're going to get thirsty. One day they'll get thirsty. May never see them drink. That's okay. I played my part. And then I walked away because there was the lesson. And that's all it needed to be. And then we're free. Then we're allowed to have a boundary. Get it? Okay, got it? This is good. Okay. It is such a journey. And there's so much that like you have all the answers within you, every answer within you. Just start asking the questions and stop caring so much what the society has taught you, what your ego makes you feel like you're supposed to be doing, instead of just doing what feels right, regardless of if it makes sense. Truly, this is what it's about. You're here to have a good time, not a long time. And here's something to really pay attention to. When you get back to the other side, you're going to see your chart again and you're going to be like, oh, I was supposed to, I didn't clue in. I had the instinct, I didn't listen, or I totally nailed it. Yeah. All right. You want to reflect back because it's all going to come clear once we cross again. But while we're here, why not try our very best, honor what it was that we decided to do, because really time doesn't even exist. This is a blip, and we've had many lives and we'll have many more maybe. But here's what I read. If you have had a seriously hard life, then you can know that apparently it's your last, because you've lived so many. You went, okay, I'll go back for one more wrap around. But after this, I'm out. I'm staying an angel, So you can know that, have peace knowing, like, and you definitely were destined to have it all, because turn it around. You got all the answers. When we talk about all the answers, all of them are there. It's about staying still, turning off all of the matrix sabotaged conditioning that they've done to make sure that we stay distracted and not clued in. We need to feel. This is a feeling, an all-knowing feeling that you've got to embrace. So I ask you, please subscribe, process some of this stuff. If a question or a comment came up, leave it. Let's talk about this journey. It's so many layers to unfold, and I'm trying to tell you like 30 years of studying in a couple of minutes. you know. But it with society's goldfish mind, that's the unfortunate thing. I don't even know if you have attention span to stay all the way to the end of this video. So if you have actually stayed with me and something resonated, leave this isn't woo woo, this is true to let me know that you got to the end. I'm so proud of you for rising and shining, everyone at your own level, whatever age and stage. Just know this is meant to be way more fun. And as soon as you get back to knowing like you know, like you know, like you know, everything is going to start to flow. I love you. Much love and light as we all rise and shine. Much love.